Now then, Nick's joining us.
Hello, Anthony.
From FireAngel, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thanks for coming along. I know you've been here a couple of times already this week with this product, something that I actually have in my own home now. I already had smoke alarms, but this is a complete package which takes smoke alarms to another level and also introduces a carbon monoxide detector as well.
Easy for you to say. That's right. Wi-Safe is the next level in home safety. It's totally wireless, and that's the real benefit to it. So what you have is you have a smoke alarm, which you position as you normally would on the landing in the ceiling, on the ceiling.
Okay.
You have a carbon monoxide alarm, which is also wireless. Now, if either of those sense either smoke, in the case of a fire, or a carbon monoxide leak, they will trigger this handset.
Okay.
And this handset, the great bit about that is that it can be placed wherever it's most needed. Now, there are a number of crucial audiences that we're aiming at with this product. Because what really surprised me was that 94% of children, that's children aged between 5 and 16, wouldn't actually wait to a standard smoke alarm that's positioned on a landing outside them if their bedroom door was shut, which it should be for sort of strong fire safety rules. What this allows you to do is have that right at their bedside, and it also not only sounds a siren but comes with a flashing light so that it's two ways to wake them up. The other people that are really at risk, there's estimated to be around 9 million people in the UK that are hard of hearing, or heavy sleepers. All those people potentially wouldn't wake up to a standard smoke alarm. So
this is a dedicated system for both carbon monoxide and with the smoke detection as well. With the wire-free system, it means installation is a breeze.
Absolutely.
There's no worrying about cabling or wires. This is so simple. Yeah, I can understand it in a way because this is one of those products that everybody knows they should have, really. But people don't, and they think, oh, I'd rather spend the money on, I don't know, a new stereo, or, I don't know, going out for a night. And I've been the same myself. But it is one of those things that, if you think about it, you should have.
You should, I mean, every home in the UK should have at least a smoke alarm on every level. That's what the fire brigade would say. And now carbon monoxide is becoming more and more of an issue that people one day never knew anything about, and is becoming more and more prevalent. Now, there's a figure which is fantastic, which is 85% of homes in the UK have got a smoke alarm, which is brilliant. However, it's estimated that around 40% of those don't actually work because they're actively disabled. People take the batteries out or don't renew the batteries when they run out. And so there's a whole host of people sat there with a smoke alarm thinking it's protecting them. But if something was to happen in their home, it actually wouldn't be protecting them.
Do you know, I've been guilty of that in the past, and I know quite a few other people who've done exactly the same. It starts beeping for some reason, whether it's a low battery or whatever, and it's annoying, so you just take the battery out.
Yeah.
And then you forget to put a battery back in.
But it's a life-saving product, and if you had ABS on your car or a life-saving drug that didn't work, and 40% of people said, oh, we're not going to bother with that, there'd be absolute uproar. And at the end of the day, this could save your life. You know, it's as simple as that.
Exactly. £58.20, I think, is a small price to pay for something that, you know, is going to last you a good number of years. And it is all about protecting not just you, but your family as well. Maybe you've got elderly relatives, you want to maybe buy this as a gift for them, then this could be something that you could go for and install it for them. Not that it takes much installation, but you could pop it in their house for them. And because of this extra wire-free unit, maybe like you said before, people who are slightly hard of hearing, the fact that they can position this pretty much next to their head is going to be perfect.
Exactly, and it gives you peace of mind that something is looking over you in the event of a fire or a carbon monoxide leak. I mean, carbon monoxide is something that people probably might have heard of but don't really understand.
Well, tell us a little bit more about it and how it can affect us.
Well, carbon monoxide is produced by any fossil fuel burning appliance, and that's things such as a water boiler, an oven, a gas fire, anything that runs off gas, coal, kerosene, paraffin, oil, common household appliances. Now, if they're not working effectively, they will be giving off carbon monoxide.
Okay.
The really scary thing, and carbon monoxide is called a silent killer for a very good reason, is that you can't taste it, you can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't smell it. It's totally invisible to human senses. And so
how would you know it's there?
You wouldn't unless you have a carbon monoxide alarm.
Okay. So this system, let's say, forget about the whole smoke side of things at the moment, even just focusing on the carbon monoxide, this once again is a real essential. Where would you put this? Because presumably you wouldn't want it right next to the thing that's producing potentially carbon monoxide, because wouldn't it overload it? Or
there's two ways of looking at it. We would suggest that you put a carbon monoxide alarm near the likeliest source of carbon monoxide, but in an area where you're likely to hear it. So if, for instance, someone has a boiler in a garage, and you put that in the garage, by having the door shut, the sound is going to be muffled. But that's the beauty of Wi-Safe, is that you could have that in the garage, and that would then send a trigger to this unit here, which would notify you wherever you put that.
What happens if it's temporarily producing carbon monoxide, and it may do it for some reason, then it'll turn off, and then there'll be no detection?
Once again, there's a solution to that. There's a 4-week memory so that it will tell you the highest figure recorded for carbon monoxide over a 4-week period. You simply have to press the test button down for a few seconds, and that will tell you. And so it's great. Say, for instance, you'd gone on holiday and there was a significant carbon monoxide leak in your house, you'd never know about it. You'd come back, I mean, A, you wouldn't be able to tell it was there, but with a lot of carbon monoxide alarms, you'd never see that. You hold the button down, you see you've got a problem, and then you'd rectify it.
You know, there's been various stories in the newspapers over the past few years of people who've maybe gone away on holiday, stayed in apartments, there's been problems, and it's ended tragically. Because of the size of this, presumably you could take this with you.
Totally. I mean, as you can see, you literally just fold down the back flap, and that's now portable. And it's a really good point, and not just on holiday abroad where the regulations maybe are not as stringent, but also, if you're in a caravan or if you're on a boat, in areas where carbon monoxide is likely to be given off more than in the home potentially, just put it in your bag and take it with you, and gives you that peace of mind even whilst you're away.
Exactly. Buying something like this is, for so many people, such a grudge purchase, and although I can understand it, because I've been the same in the past, it does seem quite bizarre that people are happy to spend money on certain other things that are very frivolous, maybe.
Yeah.
Yet when it comes to something that could save their lives, it doesn't matter. It won't happen to me.
It's something that gives us a real buzz at FireAngel. When we get letters from people that have used our products and they say, thanks ever so much, your product helped me get out of our house alive, it's like, it's very empowering. And, we had a story recently on the sort of the subject of carbon monoxide of a lady who had bought one of our products and it was showing a reading, and she was a bit confused because actually she just had her boiler serviced, and so it shouldn't be showing a reading. So we sent her another unit, exactly the same reading. What was happening was that actually 3 floors below her in a block of flats, there was a carbon monoxide leak from another flat that had penetrated the flats above into her flat at a level which could have damaged her health. So not only was she saving her own life potentially, but those below her as well who were totally unaware of what was going on.
How do you know what level's dangerous? Presumably the instructions come with this.
Yeah, within the manual there's very clear guidance. I mean, up to 10 parts per million, this will show on the digital screen. Once you're getting over 10 parts per million over a long period of time, and that's only over a few hours, it starts to affect your health. And the symptoms are everyday symptoms. It could be dizziness, headaches, slight nausea. A lot of people would go to their doctors, and the doctor would think, well, maybe that's symptoms of a flu. Here are some tablets. Go home, into exactly the same environment, and they then end up in this cycle where they're feeling ill and run down all the time. There are various organisations at the moment trying to raise awareness of carbon monoxide, because what we're trying to do is get the medical profession to test people for carbon monoxide now. Now, there are a number of fatalities a year from carbon monoxide, but there's a whole host of people who are just not aware that they're actually being poisoned in their own home.
The only way to tell, really, is to get something like this. I know this is an award-winning product as well.
It is.
We've got a little picture there. It was a gold award winner. This was for what?
That was a very proud moment for us. We actually received a gold award at the National DIY Awards, and we got the highest points total out of any product in any category.
Fabulous.
I think, they really saw the need for it.
Well, if you can see a need for this in your home, and I think most people should be able to see that. I think, as I say, everybody should have some sort of system. Then this is a great one to go for, because not only is it a great smoke alarm and carbon monoxide detector, it's the Wi-Safe system, which means you can have the extra peace of mind by having a receiver by your bed, if you want it there, or by the kid's bed, and it will sound right next to your head pretty much when you're sleeping, so it will give you that warning. And also it's got a torch on it, so you can see your way out of the smoke.
As soon as you take that out of the handset, it automatically turns into an escape torch, which again is a fantastic benefit.
Nick, thank you so much for coming along.
Thanks, Anthony.
Great product. I say, really seriously consider going for something like this. I know it's not the most glamorous of things, but at the end of the day, it's a real essential, I think.